Greetings, dear ones. I'm Kryon of Magnetic Service. Dear ones, the energy that I represent to you is multidimensional. Some have even called it angelic. And that means that I am so aware of who you are, of where I am, with what has been said, with what the thought is in the room. And I'm not really interested, dear ones, in analyzing any of it. All I want to tell you is that your life matters. My partner presents a potential. The potential is what I have given him. The things that he dreams about, the things that he sees, the things that he researches, the people he meets. They all talk about these things. And that is that this planet has hope. But it comes from those who are old souls, and you are. Anyone who would spend time listening to this channel or being in this room would have the attribute of having been to the planet before. But I want to take that further, just like I have said so many times before. For those of you in the room, even if you're sitting here for the first time, even if you might question channeling itself, I'm going to give you an axiom. There is no accident. You are alive, the gender you are, past 2012. Because in that there is a pool of potential. And some will awaken, some will not. Some will reject it, some will not. Free choice is that way. But oh my, there is an awakening potential that is so magnificent. Because what you awaken into, number one, is peace over what is happening in your life and on the planet. You're fighting a new kind of battle. And the battle literally is that between right, light, evil, darkness, wrong thinking. Not to make a judgment except to say there is light and dark and you can see it. All humans can see it. And for the first time, you have that sword, dear ones. The one that is filled with light, that makes you a warrior of the light, a light worker. And for the first time, it starts to get results. And for those of you who have been in the awakening a long time, you look at this and you can say, I can feel the difference between how it used to be and how it is. The colleagues I work with, are starting to listen a little more to potentials of how the planet might be. The old soul is one who will take a look at massive shift and change, will see the battle of light and dark and not fear it. And instead, they will see it and say, this is happening because of the awakening. And all of the changes around me I am seeing, hard as they may be to absorb and explain, even to my children, are a part of that transition from dark to light. From a human consciousness that would think nothing of destroying millions in one swath, to a human consciousness that desires peace and sees compassion in everyone, that would look at another person far differently than they ever did before. That's what's starting to change. And so it's less about what's going on the planet that needs to be fixed, and more about what's going on with you that can be revised. For as the consciousness of humans change, the things that needed to be fixed will find different solutions. Right now, the solutions to the problems that you ask about that should be fixed will remain elusive because they need a higher consciousness to look at it in a way that hasn't been looked at before, that will develop the inventions that literally will be the solutions. You're having trouble with water. I know what's happening here. And the old energy will say, well, the best thing to do is to wall off the state, and the ones that have the most water will keep it. That's not the solution. The solution has always been for this state to desalinate. You're all on the coast. Doesn't that make more sense? Water surrounds you. Doesn't that make more sense? For the resources of what I would call a desalinization that is much better than anything you've seen that's done without heat and is real time. You turn on the spigot, it's salty. You turn on the one over here, it's fresh. That is doable. Even better than free energy. That is what you should work on at the moment. And I'm telling you, there are those who know how to do it. They're coming forward. When you start to see that, you will know what I speak of. There are consciousnesses that are coming forth that you didn't expect. Young people that are thinking out of the box that you didn't expect. Even with the existing modes and models pressing upon them, telling them this or that cannot be done, they're doing it anyway. Some will be doing it offshore because there are so many objections onshore, if you know what I mean. But it's happening. And you'll say, well, how can we make it happen faster? And the answer is, can you change? Can you change how you think about things? Instead of wringing your hands saying, how can we stop this? What are we going to do about this? Can you instead look at the future instead of wringing your hands? You take all that hand-wringing energy and you project it to solutions. And you say, I know that this will happen. I'm going to look for places and things to do which will give the information that it's already happening, that our future is brighter. Instead of one that says this will never work, we're doomed. And there are many light workers who still say we're doomed because they're not aware of the axiom that says that high consciousness will seek its own level, and that the higher the consciousness, the more solutions will be created at the family level, at the work level, with colleagues, with the planet, with the country, with the earth. That axiom is not yet even on the boards to be thought of. That how you think personally might actually make things better at a high level that you can't even think of. The last time we asked a crowd to project their light to the Oval Office, there were groans in the audience. They didn't understand the premises. Wouldn't you like light in the Oval Office? The answer is yes. You can put it there so that the president who is president, whoever it is, whoever she is or he is, from now to the future, will have the light that old souls generate and put there, and will see things differently than they see them now. That's part of your task. Did you ever think that that would be the answer to an earth that starts to evolve in a way that you didn't expect, to an evolution that was higher than you thought could be? The naysayers will always tell you it's foolish, because they're not on board with the axiom that the consciousness of a few affect the consciousness of a few more. And it grows and changes who goes to war, if war even is in the cards. We've told you that these things are in the field. That is to say, there are marvelous things coming if you'll allow them, if you'll to push the envelope and expect them, and if you'll go forward in light instead of doubting. Yes, Kryon, but I always have to go back to work. Yes, Kryon, but I always have to go home. Did we say it was going to be easy? Practice there. And when you're successful, you can do anything. This is what we teach, and there's more. I'll be back. And so it is.